Hello students, and welcome back to the next module of the Bootstrap coding. The name of this, number of this module is 18, and in this module we will understand the concept of cards. Cards are widely used in websites, on web pages, and in this module, as I said, we will be learning how we can embed the cards module, how we can embed the cards concept in the Bootstrap coding. So let's not delay and let's get started. When we talk about a card, in this module, students will be covering three types of cards. Okay, we will be understanding how we can show the information through a basic card. We will see how we can create an image card. Imagine you were making a website and your website stores the profile or the resumes of different people, different developers, or the people in your company. You've got a nice image, the name of the person, and let's say the designation, and let's say there is some information about that person. So let's say I wanted to store all these things in a single card. Yes, that is very much possible. We can do that using the concept of cards. So we'll look at the basic cards. We will look at some colorful, meaningful cards, and we will also look at the image cards basically in this module. So let's get started. We will start with the basic card. One thing that you need to remember is that for any type of card you use, you will have to use an inbuilt class of Bootstrap, and the name of the class is card. Simple, isn't it? They've kept it very basic. You might also use a class like card body. Okay, so these are the different things we are going to actually now practically implement. So let us look at the first code. In the first code we will be looking at, as I said, the basic card. Okay, so I've given a heading and a basic code structure where I have written a class, where I've written that we will be creating a card class. Okay, and in this h2 I will create another div tag. Now I hope you understand the meaning of div tag. It basically divides your web page into smaller sections, and as I said in the theory explanation, that we will be using a card. Inside this tag we will be using another div tag which will be for the class body, and then from here on you can just provide the information that you need to give on the card. So this is the pretty much the syntax of making the cards. So now let us see the application that we have done. We have written down a basic card here. Okay, and as I said, we've got a card body. You can give any text here, We will save our code. Let's locate for the output window. This is the output window. Let us open it with, let's say, Microsoft Edge, and you can here see that it opens a let us learn basic card. Okay, so this is how a card has been created. Now, as I said, this is a very basic card without any information. So what we need to look at is the card which has more information. What we are going to do is we are going to understand that using this particular code. So what you can see here is a basic code where we have simply linked the JS and CSS. I have a heading which says let us learn card columns, and you will now actually see that instead of a basic card that we saw in the previous example, we will have some cards in the column ways. And yes, you can give a alignment to that. You can give a alignment to the text which is there on this card. Lot of fancy things you can basically do. So if you look at this particular div class which says card columns, I've got a card which is BG primary. I've got a card for warning. So you will see different colors coming up for different cards, and in that case the text should be aligned as center. So when I look at the my first card, on this card my first card will be written, and this my first card which we have written will come in the center aligned. Okay, So that's how it is. And similarly you will have the third card, you got your fourth card, your fifth card. That's how your different cards will be aligned. So I'm going to save this program and let us actually refresh the window. So you can see that your different cards have got created, okay, based on the different color. So this is how we can create any number of cards on your web pages. Okay, now let's do something fancy. What we are going to do now is we will be basically creating a card with a image, okay, the name of the person, and let's say some text about that person. So imagine you were a recruiter, you are a recruiting company, and you have a list of all the people with their profiles, and you want to show that in a pictorial format or basically a tabular format. That is very much easy using the concept of the cards. So let me show you now. We're going to make some modifications to the code, and we are going to understand how these cards can be created. So in this you can see that what I have got already is a container. I've got a card for a heading and a P, and let's say I'm storing all the interview profiles or people who are eligible for interviews in the paragraph tag. Now in the div class I've got a card class, I've got a style, I've kept the width as 400 pixels. I want the image, the image that will be on the card, I want that image right here, so on the top. So for that I'm using the card image top, and here obviously we'll have to give the path of the image wherever my image is there, an alternative text which says image is missing, okay, and then we have got the title of the card, some sample example text that we have, okay. So let's do one thing, let's actually look for some image and import it on in the src path. So how about I've got an image which is the capture.jpg. We are going to pick this image and we are going to attach it. So let us take the path. This is the path. So what I'm going to do is go back to the code and paste the path. Like I've been guiding you right from my HTML module, that these paths have to be very properly changed for the Windows if you're using, because whatever path the file explorer gives you, we cannot use that. We have to change the icons, okay. So yes, so what I expect is now when I run this program, I'm going to check what change it has brought. So if I save, here you go. So it's an interview profile of Michael Johnny, some example text will come here. He's a Java developer and engineer. I've got a C profile button, obviously nothing doing at the moment because we've got this hash symbol, right? So it's not linked properly. So that's how different profiles like this can be created on the web page using the concept of cards. A card will always store the information, textual information, or you can also embed images as I have shown you in this module. So I hope you found this useful, and as I always say, keep practicing. Make sure you write the same code and keep practicing. You can also see that on this image I've got this different width which I have set. You can always reduce or increase the width based on the percentage. Okay, so we'll connect again in the next module. Take care and goodbye.